Hi Nitroz, I hope that you are doing well and welcome back for this new video. I don't know if I talked about this subject yet on the channel, I'm actually not remembering, or if I used to talk for sure about it like on my old content. But I'm what some people will consider an old K-pop fan. And by old K-pop fan, I mean that I started to listen to K-pop back in 2008, 2009, when SHINee, Big Bang, 21, Girl Generation were at the top tier level and were all still bands, active bands. In today's video, I'm not gonna talk though about like those old groups. I'm gonna talk about a more recent group, which is starting to get a bit old for some people because it's been 10 years since they are back, since they are in the business. And I'm gonna talk about, I guess, a group that the whole planet may have heard about. Today we're gonna talk about BTS. I know I'm not the first one who is gonna talk about them and say stuff about them, which is logical. Like, press are here way before me for sure and stuff like that. But I'm gonna talk to you as one of their fans of who they are first, and of how they help people and in what and in which ways, and why basically the fandom, which are the armies, are like existing. You know, why did this K-pop group became more famous? So I'm gonna stop talking now and we're gonna just dive into the subject. But before I go too much into that video, I'm gonna just basically introduce you to BTS. Maybe you just end up on my channel and not knowing them, or not that much. So BTS, aka Bangtan, which is like BTS is the acronym of the group name, is a South Korean boys band that was formed under Big Hit Entertainment, now known as HYBE, and they started in 2013. So the group is composed of 7 members, and from the picture that's appearing now on your screen, from left to right you have RM, you have J-Hope, Jin, Jungkook, Jimin, V, and Suga. So that's for like the most basic thing I could say. Why would this group more than another one is like not working? Because like most of K-pop group are working, trust me. But why did they become famous? So the thing that's one of a kind compared to most of the K-pop group, and most of actually a lot of music groups or artists in the world, is that what they use their music for. I'm gonna give you an example. If you think about summer heat, usually you're gonna think about like people going at the beach, party, blah 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 blah. So like really rhythmic stuff with mostly talk about something that like goes sometimes in your bed and stuff like this. And that's actually not the biggest message that BTS conveys. So as I said, BTS debuted in 2013. And they were not in that like wealthiest or biggest company that ever existed in the K-pop industry. Far away from it, actually. They trained like every idols in the K-pop system, and they debuted with the album Too Cool for School. And it took a while actually for BTS to blow up. It took them a few years to win, let's say, big prizes, but still over the year it worked. I guess that even if talent has a lot of importance when you go into the music industry, because like if you're not talented on top of singing bullshit, it's not gonna work, you know. But they are talented, they don't actually sing bullshit, and on top of this they are actually like really authentic. They're not playing like a character, and people, even if they're famous, some people will be like, oh, I do have similarity with them, and this has a huge impact on people. That's how I would introduce you to BTS. If you listen to BTS discography like through the years, you will see that it changed quite a lot actually. They used to be like really old rappy teenage boys vibe, like young adults of like, yeah, I want to please, blah 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 blah. And as the style changed through the years, the music, the lyrics, and the impact of the music and the lyrics also has like grown a lot. This discography like get like a lot of genre too. You will find some hip hop, you will find some rap, you will find some R&B, you will find some pop, you will find some EDM. When people say, yeah, I don't like BTS, I'm like, have you actually listened to like enough of variety of the song to find the one that matches you the most? Or are you so focused on like, yeah, I don't understand the language? Well, let me tell you something. What truly sets them apart is actually the lyrics. And I'm French, and I have studied Korean for 2 years. And my Korean level, in the end, is quite close to not a lot. You know, we are more on the zero ground than on the sky. And still, the lyrics and the impact of the lyrics of BTS is huge for me and for like a whole bunch of other people. And when I say a whole bunch, I'm talking of a full fandom. I'm talking on people on like every continent. I'm not talking about like 3 people. So BTS songs actually talks about like a lot of topics. So as I said, when they were like younger, maybe more love and like school related stuff, I would say. But now it goes like way beyond that. And this subject that I will detail afterwards, it resonates with like a lot of people worldwide. And when I say people, I'm not talking about hysterical teenage girls like the media would say. I know a lot of armies that are like at least 30 and above. Okay, I know some people that are younger, but you're gonna tell me that out of all the artists on the planet, you don't have extreme fans somewhere? And even though I don't encourage you to be an extreme fan, saying that it's like hysterical teenager when you have women, when you have men, when you have non-binary people, where you have like a huge spectrum of people in age, in gender, in whatever, is bullshit. Hello medias, just in case you see this video. And so yeah, basically the music they made is making like people comfort, they gave hope, they gave inspiration, they gave motivation to a lot of people. Especially to youth people, because like as I said, back in the old days, they were mostly talking about them because they were actually going through it too, you know? And they're not gonna talk about being retired until maybe they are kind of close to be retired, because they will understand the feeling of from songs about self-love or like some other about like societal pressure or mental health. They basically made a connection with people that listen to their song that goes beyond language and beyond some maybe cultural points. I'm gonna take my example. In France, because I lived there most of my life, societal pressure is here. Not as much as in Korea, especially for students, but it's still here, you know? You kind of like are like, what should I do? Oh, I should do studies. Why should I do studies? Because then I will be seen as someone that did studies. Why? I mean, if you don't want to do studies, why? And that's Zeus type of subject, you know? They also talk about depression. They also talk about finding a path to your love yourself, to heal yourself too. I'm gonna give you 3 examples that goes from 4 music videos, and I will put you over somewhere the logo of the album where it comes from, and I will also put the link of the Spotify or the music videos in the description down below. Okay, so the first song is Baepsae, also known as Silver Spoon. And basically, the song is about how hard it is nowadays, especially for young people, but still for everyone, to live. Yeah, how most of the people will live through the eyes of the other. Yeah, it's fucking hard actually to meet the expectation of what people want, rather than focusing on maybe, I don't know, like yourself. The second, and it's actually 2 songs, it's Save Me and I'm Fine. There is a reason why I put these 2 together. It's because they are correlated, and basically I'm Fine is the following of Save Me. They are actually often plays back to back during concerts, and actually the reason is quite easy to understand, they are the fucking opposite of each other. In Save Me, all the lyrics are about like the fact that you are scared to be alone, that you need someone, that you cannot do anything alone, actually, that you cannot like, if nobody is here, you will not achieve anything. And in I'm Fine, it's actually the opposite. The lyrics show you that you are enough, that you can make whatever decision you want to, and that you can actually achieve your goals. And that sometimes you don't need anyone to do this but yourself. Basically, when you see like the two songs back to back, you see the growth from someone that's like not confident at all to someone that gained confidence and that realize that like if it's their life, it's normal, like as it's your life, to be the main character of this life, and that nobody else than you can play the lead role of your life, because otherwise it's not your life. And the last song is called En Soi, Love Myself. Well, I'm gonna say something, but I think that if you have a full, huge stadium in the US, in France, in UK, in Germany, in Korea, in Japan, that sing, you show me I have reason, I should love myself, it's quite a self-explanatory reason on how the group and how this song is important. Well, basically it's about self-love, you know, and more than just like self-love, it's about BTS learning through the fandom how to love themselves and how to be themselves, but also from the fandom how to understand that they can love themselves through BTS. It's actually like pretty amazing to hear it. Talking about the love yourself era, I guess that a lot of people actually start to know BTS from this era because they participated in a campaign called Love Myself, which was partnered with the UNICEF. This campaign aimed to end violence against children and teenagers, and also to have a self-love path of yourself, so to love yourself basically, and to go through a bright future and not something dark and uncertain, and to just like, you see your goal and you're like, I love myself, I know myself, and I can make it happen. And some people which happen to exist in this world will be like, yeah, but they are singing about stuff like this, but I can also make lyrics, you know? Well, they also talked about it, actually. They didn't just sing about mental health, they didn't just sing about loving yourself. First, well, as I said, they made basically a whole speech for the UNICEF campaign. They also met, I think it was Joe Biden at the White House to talk about, if I remember correctly, it was like Asian discrimination in the US. They do things. They also talk about it during interviews, during speeches in Global. They talk about those touchy subjects. They also encouraged open discussions about like if you are feeling sad and if you are like not good, to openly talk about it. They also shared their own struggles and insecurities with like as a fandom and basically everyone that wants to listen to them, saying that like, yeah, okay, I may be an idol, but I'm also struggling on some stuff. As an example, not of struggle, but how they helped you, there is this stuff called V-Live, which is kind of like Twitch, but for idols, if it makes sense for you. And basically what used to happen, like not a lot anymore, but it used to be quite frequent, was from Jin, the oldest member, who was sometime turning his live on, and it was called Eat Jin. And basically what would happen is that he would be eating in front of you on live. One of the first time he made it, he said it was actually to help people that were like struggling to eat, to feel like this is a safe place enough for you to eat in front of me and I will not judge you. They're not just talking, they're not just singing, they're actually taking action to help people. And yeah, basically they're just showing the fandom and everyone that wants to join the way that like you are not alone in that shit and that you can make it and that you can love yourself and that no, you are not a failure. And yes, we all have insecurities, but we can go through that and become even better person. And that brings us to the end of the video. I think I could talk for hours about the group or about like the importance of the message they convey, but I tried to keep it like quite short into a normal length YouTube video. So yeah, I hope that you actually know a tiny bit more about BTS now and about like how they helped a lot of people and why actually they are that famous. I guess it's my opinion that like they became famous also from the message they convey and not just who they are for their look. If you are not an ARMY yet, I just advise you to listen to a bunch of their songs. As I said, I will put the one I discussed about in the description of the video, but you can also find them on Spotify and I guess plenty other areas, and you can basically find also the music video if you are more of a cinematic person on YouTube. So I would just suggest you to go see that because even the music video are actually amazingly pretty. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give a thumbs up and to subscribe to the channel if it's not already the case. You can, as usual, also follow me on social media. All the links are in the description below and my Instagram are also showing here. Yeah, until the next video, I'm gonna tell you see you soon, and don't forget that you never walk alone. Bye!